If you want to win some free PSN or Xbox gift cards, all you gotta do is be subscribed to my channel, drop a like on this video, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Also, if you guys want to get your hands on some cheap Master Prestige accounts for any Call of Duty games, check out DigiZani. The link will be down in the description, and make sure to use code GOBLIN. Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about this new weapon in the game, the newest DLC weapon, an awesome gun, the AN-94, aka the Kvk 99M. Not really sure why they named it that. Why not just call it the AN-94 Mark II or the AN-94? Doesn't really make sense. But today I'm going to be giving you guys a class setup, tips, opinions, everything about this gun. It's going to be freaking awesome. If you guys could drop a like on this video, 2,000 likes would be amazing. And I'm so excited to talk about this gun. So drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I'm so thankful for all the new subscribers I've been getting lately. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'm on that grind for 1 million subscribers. It's going to be a long grind, but I'm here for it, and I hope you guys are going to be along with the ride for me. Also, because I do not have this gun, I'm not the luckiest supply drop opener ever. Like some YouTubers, it seems like they just get every damn weapon. They're so lucky, but this is my buddy Dr. P, one of my closest friends, and he actually has this gun on his account, so he lets me play on his account and get these gameplays. So it is me playing these gameplays. I got them earlier tonight, and this first gameplay, I go pretty bonkers here on this first round of domination, and the second one is some Nuketown destroying. And one thing I gotta say is, what is up with this Days of Summer event on Black Ops 3? How they don't run a Nuketown 24/7 playlist, and they also don't run Chaos Mosh Pit. It's really actually upsetting to me personally. Like, I get that they have the double XP gun game and they had the double XP hardpoint before, but why not also just have a Nuketown playlist? It seems like that was probably one of their most popular playlists, and that was one of my favorites to play, because when you're playing Nuketown 24/7, you know you're always going to have high-paced action. You're always going to be able to level up fast, level up your weapons, because that's the one where you're going to get the highest score per minute, just because it's the smallest map and it's one of the easier maps to play, one of the more fun ones too. So I hope they come back with Nuketown sometime soon, or at least Chaos Mosh Pit, because usually that would be Nuketown. Anyway, let's talk about this gun and stuff like that. So Kvk 99M, AN-94. If you guys don't know, the AN-94 was probably, I mean, pretty much undoubtedly the best weapon in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 for public matches, at least. This thing was an absolute monster. I remember I got like 170 or 180 kills in a domination once with this thing, and I also got, the other one was the MSMC, which was like the best SMG, but this thing was insane. So when I heard this was coming back, I was absolutely juiced, and I had a great time playing with it. Now, this gun is not as good as the original was on Black Ops 2, because it's kind of hard to match if you're literally one of the best guns ever in COD history, but this thing is, for a DLC weapon, probably one of the top DLC weapons in Black Ops 3 right now. I would say this weapon definitely competes with your normal assault rifles, your HVKs, stuff like that, and I just love the sound this gun makes when you're shooting. It also reminds me of the good old Black Ops 2 days, and it also sounds sort of like a Shiva if the Shiva was fully automatic. Now, let's talk about a class setup for this thing, and how to make this weapon overpowered, and how to do the best with this weapon. So, with this gun, I run 3 attachments on it. The 3 attachments that I like to run are, first of all, I like to run stock. Of course, it's an assault rifle. I had to grind, level this gun up to get stock, but it was definitely worth it. Once I had stock on this thing, it seemed so much more smooth, and the class setup I use on this is like pretty similar to the one I would use with this gun in BO2. I personally don't like this gun silenced. I know some people do. I personally just don't. So I like to run stock, which is something I would also run in BO2. Then I like to run quick draw on this thing, as well as the grip. This thing with a grip on it seems like it's literally a laser, and there's not much recoil. I mean, it's a little bit of a vertical bounce, but it's very, very minimal, the recoil on that thing. So that's why I chose to run those 3 attachments. You can, if you want, run a fast mags or extended mags on this thing, which I think could be helpful, but the fire rate isn't that extreme. So usually I'm killing people with like 7 or 8 bullets if my accuracy is on point. So I can usually get 2 kills out of each before I have to reload. It's usually 2 kills, and then I'm able to reload, and I don't really find that that's too big of an issue. So that's personally why I run that. As far as my perk setup with this thing, for perk 1, I rock with just the flak jacket as my perk 1. I personally don't rock afterburner on this thing. It is very helpful, but flak jacket is usually my go-to on assault rifle classes. Usually afterburner would be more for an SMG class. As far as my perk 2, I run the classic fast hands as well as scavenger. You don't want to run out of ammo with this gun, but you also want that fast hand so you can win gunfights and get people in those high action, fast-paced gameplay fights. And then for my perk 3, I like to run it with the blast suppressor, simply because blast suppressor is something that keeps you off of the map, and it also silences when you're jumping around, and I like to jump around a fair amount with this thing. I don't find that tac mask is more of a situational thing than it is just something that you'll run default. Like tac mask, if you're playing Nuketown 24/7, it's pretty much a must, but when you're just playing, like today I was just playing domination, I was rocking with the blast suppressor. Another thing about blast suppressor that a lot of people don't think about is not only does it silence the blasts, well number one, it takes it off the minimap, which is super helpful, although a lot of people don't, like casual players, don't check the minimap for that split millisecond that it's up there. It also silences it so people can't hear it. But another tip about it being silenced is it helps you. You don't hear yourself blasting, so in turn, if you hear someone blasting, you know it's going to be another player in the map. It's either going to be your teammate or an enemy, so that's something that's definitely helpful. Now, how do I feel about this gun? Like I said, I feel like this is a top tier. Probably like this thing easily is better than the Galil. I think this thing is up there with the Peacekeeper is a very good DLC weapon. I think this one is definitely at the AN94. I'm just gonna call it the AN94 because that's what it is to me, and it has the same iron sights it has back in BO2. And the M16 are probably the two best DLC assault rifles. And I'm really excited that they brought this one back. This was kind of one that a lot of people. I mean, people had ideas, and I've talked about this one before, but it wasn't at the top of the list for DLC weapons to come back into the game, but I'm really glad they did this one. And one weapon that I really have been like thinking about a lot lately is the Commando from Black Ops 1. That weapon was cool because it was a one-time thing. Usually when weapons are really awesome, like the FAMAS, they'll keep bringing it back into Call of Duty games, and it'll be in the next COD, and the next COD, like the AK-47, it's in like every COD. But the Commando from BO1 is one that was a freaking awesome weapon, but it was never in any future games. And that weapon, I really hope, if they were going to do some more DLC weapons, which I definitely don't think this is the last DLC weapon. I mean, think about it, it's the middle of July. We still have so long up, and they said it's a full DLC. It's a full DLC season, right? So this came out what, July 12th or something like that? No, July 11th I think it was. So we still have all of the rest of July, August, September, and October. So there's still like basically 3.5 or 4 months before we get into that World War II, and that's when I would guess Black Ops 3 will probably stop doing DLC weapons, is when World War II comes out, because Activision is controlling all these companies pretty much, and they're going to want people to be focused on that new World War II game. They don't want people to be back onto Black Ops 3 immediately, because that was one of the things this year is that, I mean, I don't really know if they care which game people are playing, as long as people are playing and buying the games, but BO3 definitely took a lot of the spice away from Infinite Warfare, because all these new DLC, all this new stuff, the hype is still super big around BO3, and Infinite Warfare, of course, there's still a lot of people playing it, but BO3 is having one of the hugest second years ever for a Call of Duty game. So I think that in this next 3.5 months, we'll probably get 1 or 2 more sets of DLC weapons according to the 6 to 8 weeks that they usually do them at. So that would say we've got 1 or 2 more drops of DLC weapons coming out, and I hope one of those contains the Commando, but of course we can't really predict. The AN94 kind of came out of nowhere. At the same time, it didn't, because it's from their last Call of Duty game, which I think everyone knows at this point in the game's life cycle. All the DLC weapons are going to be ones brought back. Even the China Lake, which was the launcher, the Thumper, whatever you want to call it, that launcher was in previous games, Black Ops 1, as well as Modern Warfare 2. So that's what I think about this DLC weapon drop. I definitely think this one was really awesome. The iron sights in this are a little bit more squished out. Like, they're a little bit more, I guess you could say, rectangular than square as they were in BO2. It's like a tiny little difference. It's kind of like the Galil, but the Galil, I find that one feels a little bit more awkward compared to what it did in BO1. Like, aiming down sights with that one is a lot more slow in BO3, and it's a lot more awkward. This gun does feel really smooth, and as soon as you pick it up, you will be reminded of how it felt in Black Ops 2 if you'd ever played that. The gun sounds similar, the reload animations are the same, and I just love, bringing back that feeling of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. The MSMC, man, that would be another dope one to see. But hope you guys did enjoy this video. This is a class up for this thing. This weapon definitely very good. If you are lucky enough to pull this out of a supply drop, go buy a lottery ticket or something, because your luck was absolutely insane. Maybe one day I'll get this weapon out of a supply drop, but you know, my luck has not been the best with BO3 supply. I mean, I have pretty much most of the guns. I just don't have all of the most recent ones, which kind of sucks, but luckily my buddies will let me play on their account, so not that big of a deal. Sub for a cookie and don't looky. Thanks for watching, guys. If you could all drop a like on this thing. If you made it to the end of the video, please smack that like button. We're going to go for 2,000 likes today. That would be amazing if we hit that. Have a good weekend, everyone. Sub for a cookie and don't looky, and I'm out. Peace.